producers, it's Özgün here. Today I'm gonna make another Will Sparks inspired drop, and I'm gonna use the Ultimate Vital Bundle from Rocket Powered Sound. That bundle is for Vital, which is a free synth. That's why I like to use that one, so it's really easy to follow. And the pack contains more than 120 presets, and all of them sounds like handcrafted. They are modeled from the biggest top chart tracks, so you can just get the sound, tweak the macros, and you are good to go. So you don't spend that much time on searching for a unique different sounds. Since there are tons of variety of different sounds, you can just boost your imagination in couple seconds. And also, if you check the link in the description, because of the Black Friday, they are making a huge discount. There's 60% of discount for the pack. And also because of the Black Friday, if you just get the pack, you will get 2 bonus packs as well. All the useful links in the description. Enough talking, let's get into that tutorial. So we are going to start the track, start the drop by putting the kick. First we are going to focus on making the low end, then we are going to work on the synths. So this is the kick I'm going to use. Let's put a wave candy so we can monitor our levels more easily. Let's stick the BPM for 130. As you hear, there are some high frequencies on the kick, some kind of reverb. Which is I definitely don't like it because it's occupying too much headroom. And to separate the reverb from the sample, I have some cool trick like that. Let's send the kick to number 1, for example. And I'm gonna make a duplicate. And I'm gonna make the second one unique. So we can just route it to the next channel. And let's call it kick tail this time. I'm gonna put an EQ to the second kick, and I'm gonna just high cut, probably till like 300 Hz or something like that. Till we only get the, the punch, the sub, and we get rid of the most of the reverb of the sample. And then we are gonna choose generic from both of the samples. And the next thing I'm gonna do is just get the very click and the punch from the first kick, which is unprocessed, untouched. In the second sample, I'm gonna do something like that. So it was like that, but it became like that. So it's much more cleaner and we don't have any reverb going on. But there's one trick thing. When you just cut and when you just divide the samples, cut the samples like that, it's best if you check the waveform from Wave Candy, maybe from LFO tool, which one works for you. And we are gonna make sure there are no gaps between the merging parts, between the cutted parts inside of the two samples. So right now it looks good, but if you have some gaps, it sometimes happens because of the fade in, fade out. You can just, merge it like that and find the perfect sounding kick, perfect waveform without any, dips in the graphic. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. And I'm gonna bring another sample. So this is another kick sample, but I'm just gonna use the very click part of it. So let's do it like that. You can use any of the kicks and just cut all the parts and only use the click. Because as you see, if we go to the project general settings and maybe make it big number so we can zoom further. So you can see that the first kick doesn't have a proper kick, a proper attack, a proper transient. But in this kind of tracks, we need a really gritty click. So we can just layer it with another kick, which has a nice click top of it. So let's call it top kick. And since we do those changes, maybe we can rebalance it. It adds too much to the overall sound. And I like to group the kicks as a kick group in here. And I like to route every channel to the kick group. Because I like to add a fruity blood overdrive so we can get a little bit more dirtier kick. So it's adding too much to the overall sound. And probably we can leave it like that. We could EQ it, but I think it sounds really decent, really proper. So yeah, now we can just copy paste the kick like that. You can even consolidate it and, you know, make a kick sample so it can CPU save. But just in case maybe we need to tweak or change the balances, I'm not gonna merge them yet. Okay, the kick sounds good. Now I'm gonna create a rumble channel in here. And I'm gonna route the kick to the rumble channel. Now we are going to generate the rumble, the low end. The first thing I'm gonna add, let's unroute the kick from master so we only hear the rumble, a delay. So I'm gonna lower the dry amount to 0, get the time to 3, make it mono, probably something like that. And after that, you can add any of the reverbs that you like. I like to use even the stock preset of this Fruity Convolver. So again, maybe you can lower the dry, maybe you can keep the dry. It's gonna change the sound, but let's keep the dry for now. And I'm gonna add a Fruity Fast distortion. Let's lower the volume a little bit, it can get loud. And after that, I'm adding an overdrive, so we can just make the signal a little bit bigger. Now it's time to add an EQ. I'm gonna cut this very sub frequencies because I don't like it to occupy that much space from my headroom. The track I'm making is going to be on F, so I can just cut everything below F. You most of the time, especially in the rumble, don't hear those very sub frequencies, so why keep them, right? And since you have the F in here in 43 Hz, you are good to go. Like your sub is going to be fat enough. And for the high cut, because I'm gonna layer this one with another rolling bass line, so I'm gonna high cut my bass probably around here. So we only get the first octave as the rumble. And yeah, now you can do any of the sidechain ways that you like. I'm gonna use the LFO tool like that. Now let's route the kick to master and we can just balance them together. And also we can just make this make this mixer channel totally mono. So now we are gonna add the Vital and it's time to make the main rolling bass for our track. And let's go check the basses from the Ultimate Vital Bundle. I already used the pack from previous Sparks video, so I have some good basses in my mind. But still this time we need some bass sounds that can, you know, convert to the rolling bass. First I'm gonna write my bass notes like that. I'm skipping the first hit because it's not gonna be there because of the sidechain anyway. Definitely this can be a useful sound. Let's favorite it. Maybe this one as well, but probably I'm gonna go with this one because it had more character. But first let's get rid of its reverb. And maybe, let me check, maybe we can lower the decay a little bit so it becomes more tight. So we can try the variations become warmth, character and decay and find the perfect sounding bass. But probably I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I think it's really decent now. So let's send it to its own mixer channel. Let's call it rolling bass. I'm gonna give it overdrive. See how the overdrive makes the sound more clicky, more gritty. And now I'm gonna cut the low frequencies. This time, since we have the sub, we can just skip the first octave and start the bass from the second F, second root key. So we are getting rid of the first octave of the F note. Let me see if we have something annoying in here. And maybe we can cut the high frequencies a little bit. So we will see about it, but for now we can probably leave it like that. But yeah, let's copy paste the sidechain. And I'm gonna use a really different and really unusual sidechain for it. So I'm gonna hold Alt and double click. So it's make another line, another point. Since I'm holding Alt key, it's just looking to the grid. So I'm gonna do it like that. I'm just gonna remove the first note. As you see, like we have 4 different notes in here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So in the LFO tool, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just divide it to 4 as we are doing it inside of the piano roll. Every 2 square in here representing 1 beat, one beat, yeah. So we can do like that. We don't have a MIDI, so let's make it 0. Silence, just to be safe. And in the second note, I'm gonna make it something like that. Not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. Instead, I'm gonna use it like this. So I'm just controlling all of my individual bass hits in here. I'm controlling the volumes of them. So we can do something like that. So the first bass hit is going to be silent since the kick still there and like it's fading out. And the last 2, we will get full bass sound. Probably it should sound good with the context now. And as you see in the LFO tool, we are just almost perfect. You know, the kick and the bass with the rumble and the bass itself, they are approximately on same height. So it's a perfect starting position to make a track. It's already almost balanced. So I'm gonna extend my drop like that. I'm probably in the last 4 bars. Let's Ctrl G and merge the layers. We can change our bass pattern. I'm kinda mimicking the LSD track from Will Sparks and the bassline was something like that. So with the kick and bass, now I can listen the full context of the bass and maybe we can keep tweaking the vital. If the preset got macros like that, it's so fun to, you know, work with the sound. You don't need to dig inside of all the parameters. And since I mostly don't know the vital, it's more easy for me if there's some macros and I can just tweak them live when I'm listening to full context and just find the best possibility. So I'm really satisfied with the sound. So we are gonna go create a bass group in here. Let's lock it and let's send the rumble to bass group and also the rolling bass to the bass group, because I like to have a filter and I'm gonna cut the low frequencies when we are changing the notes in here. It's gonna be something like that. And before we go to the next elements of the track, let's go to channel rec and at least make the main swing 20%, because in the Will Sparks tracks, swing is so important. Like, it gives the main groove of the sound, especially if you are using the rolling bass line. Just see how the difference can it make. It becomes instantly so much groovy, but if you do it too much, everything is going to be too much messy. And I'm gonna add another pattern to here. So let's rename it bass as well, and let's clone it. So if you check the LSD track from Will Sparks, you know there's some plucky main lead, and it's just hitting at the same time with the bass. So we are going to mimic that sound. At least I'm gonna search for something similar, and we will try to get the same vibe with that track. So let's go call it lead. And maybe we can just copy paste an LFO tool. So we do something like that. We don't need to go that much hard, maybe 90%. We will see about it. And for the first start, let's put some midis like that. And maybe we can check the keys. So we are searching for some plucky sound. Maybe we can go to leads. This sound also reminds me the Will Sparks vibe. Maybe we can use this one. Let's lower the sustain and make it some pluck. Okay, I'm gonna use this one as my main lead. Maybe it's best if we just cut the low frequencies first. And now I'm gonna write the main melody for it. So as I said, the notes are going to follow the bass, but we are going to change several of them for sure. So the Will Sparks vibe something like that, as I remember. And let's duplicate it like that. Yeah, I love the vibe, but now I think we gotta maybe deactivate the delay reverb from the sound itself so we can get our own. I like to have the delay time on 3 if it works. I think it's really decent. Like it's adding another polyrhythmic feeling to the sound. And we are going to add a reverb now. Let's make the decay like maybe 5 seconds. Let's make the room size bigger. And to be a little bit more clean, I'm gonna add a Fruity Peak controller and let's link the delay and reverb as the inverted formula that to the peak controller so we can control and sidechain the FX. And maybe we can add a sound goodizer after the delay and reverb so it glues every chain, every FX in the channel. And I'm gonna add a Fruity Star enhancer so we can just make the sound a little bit wide. So I think right now the rolling bass kind of fighting with the lead because the lead has tons of high frequencies and the bass also got the high frequencies. So it's best if we just somehow fix it. So now I just lower the warmth and fix the decay. So now let's compare if it sounds good with the lead. Yeah, now it's much more decent. If you can always go back to the sound that you made and you can just transfer, tweak the little parameters. So every sound must fit to each other. They shouldn't be fighting. And now I'm searching for some step sound because you cannot have this kind of, drop all the time. You need some little sounds that can add some ear candy and make the things interesting. So let's add a step channel and let's clone this one. Let's rename it as step. I'm searching for just a regular generic soft kind of lead, that kind of sound. Maybe we can copy paste the blood overdrive. And also let's copy paste the EQ. And also let's copy paste the sidechain. We don't need to go that much crazy. And yeah, let's keep it like that for now. And let's go to the pack. And maybe we can search for soft. And let's see what do we have. That's totally good. I'm gonna use it. I love how the delay sounds like there's some maybe beat crashed or distorted top end when I play the sound. I think that's totally amazing. So maybe we can put the steps like that. Sounds good so far. Let's lower the volume. It's really loud now. And maybe just let's give up. So I'm not gonna even change the delay reverb. I like how it sounds. It's, I think, fitting well to the rest of the context. So now we only have the kick and the synths. We are gonna add more drums and make it so much groovy and interesting. But first, I like to work a little bit more on the synths because we definitely need something new going on in the second part of the drop. So let's add some Arps. And again, maybe we can quickly duplicate the step channel. It's more easy to work like that. You don't need to, do the same thing for all the channels. So you can just clone the mixer state and you can just tweak it. At least when you are producing, it can save you much more time. So actually we are searching for another soft kind of sound because maybe some pluckies, maybe some sovish. I like to have the ARP, and yeah, maybe we can first write some small ARP motif that we can loop inside of the drop. So if I loop it like that, writing like a dotted rhythm, it's going to be loopable in the 4 bars. When there's 4 bars, it's going to be reset and go back. So it's really wise to use some off beats or dotted rhythms like that, so you can make the ARP much more interesting. It's gonna be something like that. Probably we can filter this one in somewhere around here. But first, let's search for another sound. So I was searching for some soft, but yeah, maybe we can just take a look how they sound. This can work. I'm gonna check if this one works. So I actually love how it sounds, but I like to hear the other sound. Let's duplicate and mute it. The other sound was the Blue Dragon, I think. It was one of the first on the keys. Yeah. So this sounds is good, but I think it's kind of messing with the main lead, so I'm gonna stick with this one. And also, I'm not sure with the arp pattern, maybe it's kind of messing with the rhythm of the leads again. So let's see, what if we use it like that? Probably this one is more wiser because the other one is kind of clashing with the main lead rhythm. But now they are merging really well on the ending of the phrases. And let's automate the filters so we can just filter them in like that. Sounds good, but I think it's too dry. Let's copy paste the reverb to the arp. But I feel like the arp's still not fitting well to the rest of the sounds. So let's search for more sounds. I think maybe we can go for another soft search in the pack. Let's test the sound. Yeah, why not? Let's keep with this one. I think it's fitting a little bit better than the previous sound. Now it's time to bring some hi-hats. Now we gotta work on the drums. So let's put some close head like that. I'm just lowering the decay, so it becomes more tight. And let's send it to its own mixer channel. Let's call it closed. Definitely suggest you to saturate or distort your hi-hats, especially on this kind of tracks. It just makes it fit really well to the track. Without boosting the volume, you can make the hi-hat so much bigger in the mix. But don't forget, you gotta cut the low frequencies after distorting anything. Sounds good. Now we need an open hat. Let's make it unique. Call it open. And this time I bring another hi-hat from one of the Melodic specs. Again, let's copy paste the MIDI, but we gotta make it shorten. And probably it's best if we just close the mixer channel again. Yeah, guys, it's going really nice, but we are not there yet. We just need several more effects to make it more full and more interesting. So I'm gonna bring this top loop from the producer school, one of their sample packs. So we just need to bring the claps in some certain point. And let's mix it like that. So far so good. Now I'm gonna bring two more samples. One is this uplifter. And one is this downlifter. Okay, let's send them to maybe even same mixer channel, called as FX. And maybe we can get another white noise, but only cut it like that. And let's choose smooth, because I like to have it like maybe just an one-shot impact sound in some certain part, something like around here. This is what Will Sparks do most of his tracks. He's just adding little details. So maybe let's hear it without the lead so we can clearly hear what's going on in the overall production. Yeah, I think we're almost finished. Maybe for the post-drop parts, the parts that we are extending the drop with 8 more bars, maybe we can quickly search for some splice vocal and get the LSD vibe from Will Sparks. So guys, I quickly find this sample from Splice, and also I load a quick mixer channel in here so we don't lose more time on the vocals. It has the overdrive, the EQ, a radio FX from the preset, stock preset, just delay reverb. So it sounds like that.
I was taken to another world, couldn't find an.
So let's fit it to BPM and let's go. It's D minor. The track, our track is F minor, so we gotta make it 300 up.
I was taken to.
If the sounds become nonsense, try Stretch Pro.
I was taken to another world, couldn't find. I was taken. I was taken to another world, couldn't find any of my fears or hopes. I became someone that I didn't know.
Yeah, that's just a quick vocal that I can find, but yeah, you got the point. This is what the Will Sparks LSD track overall structure of the drop looks like. So before I play the final result of today's tutorial, as a reminder, the Ultimate Vital Bundle is now 60% off, and because of the Black Friday deal, if you got the pack, you can get 2 bonus packs with it. All the useful links in the description. Today that was it, guys. I hope you can apply this to your own productions too. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Bye bye.